If you're new here, I'm glad you found me. Hi, I'm Jana, and I give real mom car tours. I am a boy mom, auto enthusiast, and I'm an Aquarius, which means my life and sometimes these tours are a little bit chaotic, but they are fun. So buckle up. Okay, so the first thing I want to ask you is about Apple CarPlay. Do we have it? How do we get it? Is it gone?
So for this vehicle, it still has projection services, which is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can see them both right here on the IHU or the Infotainment head unit, so it's still located there and you can still use it. We don't have a phone connected right now,
Okay.
but if you were to connect your phone, you'd still be able to use it.
And no wires needed.
No wires needed, wireless, or you can go ahead and plug in if you'd like, but we have
I do
wireless
not like
charging. So.
I mean, I go back and forth. I hate to have to use a cord, but I feel like it is convenient to pop it in and charge it faster.
Absolutely. But yes, wireless, so you can go ahead and use that if you need to.
Okay. So you're not taking that away?
No.
Google built in. I've said that 100 times. If you've watched any of my videos, I've said, and Google's built in. I don't know if I actually understood what Google built in means.
Right.
Can you walk us through that part?
Absolutely, yeah. So the infotainment system is Google based. So it's part of the Android Auto operating system. So the whole system itself is running on Android. Now what Google built in is three core tenets. So you have navigation services through Google Maps. You have a voice assistant through Google Assistant. I'm gonna make you up here. Didn't grab it, that's good.
No. I know.
Perfect.
She usually,
yeah, usually it pops up. And then the last one is Google Play. So that's where you can install some of your favorite third-party applications as well. And we can go through each and just give examples.
Yeah,
of what's
let's
available.
do it because we did this earlier. We were talking, when you tapped on the Play Store, I was like, oh my gosh. This to me, we talked about, I have Waze on my phone, I have Spotify on my phone.
Right.
And you told me if I've logged in, or even if I don't, do I have to be logged in to use my Waze or my Spotify? Let's say I leave my phone at home, I forget it, my kids got it, whatever.
Sure.
I get in the car, can I still use Waze and Spotify?
Yes, so you can go ahead and sign into the in-vehicle application. And that's the nice thing is you can use it without having your phone if you need to. Obviously, it's a good coupled experience to have your phone, but it's not required.
Because CarPlay you cannot use
Correct.
if you don't have your phone in the car.
Right.
Did y'all hear that? Can you calm down? And do I have to pay for these apps?
So for Spotify, it's if you already have a subscription, you just sign into your account that you currently have.
Okay.
So it's not something incremental in the vehicle.
All right, so that's Google Play, and then I know how to do Google Voice. Okay. So I can do this button.
Yep.
Or I just say, hey Google, I need directions to Mall of America.
Mall of America is 23 minutes from your location by car in moderate traffic.
You want to
There you
go?
go. Perfect.
That's great, but she also does other stuff besides nav, like what?
So you can go ahead and control the vehicle itself. So for example, we already have the AC on, but if you want to turn the AC off, you can do that via voice as well.
Hey Google, turn the heat on.
All right, turning on the heat.
And so if folks just see it, just turn up to 78 degrees to turn the heat on. And
I'm
then
just,
if
I'm gonna override that
Yeah.
before we die.
Yeah,
But that was the most dramatic I could show you because that's awesome.
absolutely.
What other tricks do we have?
So you can go ahead and, like I said, you can turn the AC on, you can turn the AC off. You can go ahead and adjust the fan speed if you'd like as well.
Like fan on the high, fan
And-
low.
Yes, exactly.
This is so important. Okay, so if you've been with me long enough, I have two kids, two boys, they're 7 and 9. So they're always back there and they play soccer. I have carpool. The point is my car is like a rolling zoo. It is loud and there's stuff going on and sometimes there's things flying at my head. And I mean, honestly, I need seamless integration
Yes.
because sometimes I can't get it, like it just seems like an extra step, but when you're fumbling and you're distracted, that's how accidents happen.
Absolutely.
So I try to use my voice for as much as I can.
Absolutely.
So this takes it another level for me than CarPlay, because I've used my car, I say, hey Siri or whatever. Can I still say, hey Siri if I want to?
So what you can do is if your phone's paired via Bluetooth, if you hold down the voice activation button for a few moments, you can go ahead and still cue Siri. So if there's specific, Apple Music, you want to go ahead and pull up on that via voice, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to go ahead and pull something up in Spotify, you can go ahead and use Google built-in for that.
Okay, what else do we have on our infotainment?
Do we want to dive a little bit further into maps?
If you do.
Sure, let's do it.
I jump ahead. I have a little bit of ADHD, so you have to work with me. But I do know you showed me a trick. You cannot forget to show them the thing.
Oh yeah, so for rearranging the icons.
Yep.
So what I really love is customizing where the icons are in the vehicle. If I'm swapping vehicles, I keep them all roughly the same spot, so I always know where they are. So if we go back to the home screen, you can go ahead and drag and drop icons over here on the side wherever you'd like. So we want to go ahead and swap it. You can put the Google Assistant right there for easy access. I always like placing the cameras application. Oops, where did the cameras go? There we go, perfect. Slide it over for me. Boom, so right at the top. So with this vehicle, it has 360 camera system. So Jada, if you want to just go tap on the cameras for us, if you're parking very quickly and you want to throw that on, just so you always have easy access to it, it's always right there. You don't need to navigate through multiple button presses to find it. You always know you can find it right there.
I love that. I put my camera on when I park just about all the time.
Absolutely.
I don't need any judgment. I just need to get this car in the look.
Exactly.
And I did park this car.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Okay, back to maps though.
Back to maps.
I drug my maps off. So now I'm gonna drag them back.
Drag it back, there you go. Perfect.
Okay. Maps, here we go.
So the maps integration. And so one thing I wanted to point out too is we are currently signed in because we're on a ride event, so they're signed into a Google account. So you can sign into your personal Google account to go ahead and retain a lot of your recent search history and whatnot. You do not need to be using a Google account if you don't want to be, but it adds further customization if you do go ahead and sign into that account.
And so this is like, we have a family home in the mountains,
Mm-hmm.
but it's on a latitude and longitude.
Right.
Like it's big. So I have to have that saved. It's not like I put in 110, Pine Street.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go. It's a whole thing because
Right.
we're off the grid basically.
Sure.
It's a whole neat deal.
Yeah.
I had to thank my husband for that. But that would integrate over. So if I'm signed in, you're
Right.
saying
Yes.
I don't have to go type in that whole mess.
Correct. Yes.
It'll just be there.
Yes, and then what you can also do too is if you're signed in on your phone to Google Maps and you go ahead and have your phone paired via Bluetooth and you're signed into the same Google account here, you can go ahead and send directions from your phone directly to your vehicle. So if you're prepping for a road trip, you don't want to get in the vehicle and type in the destination. You can send it directly there.
So people don't need to freak out.
I think that Google built-in is an awesome integration. I think it allows you to go ahead and control the vehicle from a voice perspective much further than what projection services can currently offer.
Do I have to pay for this service?
That's a great question. So from a subscription perspective, right, I know a lot of people don't want to pay incremental for a subscription. So for Google built-in, it's included with 8 years of standard connectivity. So that includes the voice application and navigation. So it's included with the vehicle purchase. You don't have to pay anything extra to go ahead and use that feature.
For 8 years.
For 8 years.
And I don't keep a car longer than 8
Right.
years.
Right.
Personally, I mean, I don't. Do you?
No.
I know some people doing that. Good for them. Don't get in my comments and be like, I keep a car maybe 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I always want the latest tech and the latest safety features.
Right.
So I stay within my budget
Mm-hmm.
so that I don't, accrue all this negative equity. Too much information for you right now.
No, you're good.
But this is why, because this is newer tech. When I bought a car 2 years ago, this wasn't out yet.
Absolutely.
What is that box?
That's also the assistant as well.
But is it text?
So.
To send a text, you'll have to connect your phone to the car via Bluetooth.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So just one easy tap, so you can go ahead and send a text message if needed. And then do we want to show as well on the cluster how you can go ahead and custom?
So this is new, 11 inches, all digital,
Mm-hmm.
and I like it because it looks like one piece as opposed to having two, it's just more integrated feeling.
And it's a big upgrade over the previous generation.
That was saying it nicely.
Yes.
It's a mega
Yeah.
upgrade.
Yes.
Okay, I'm hitting this button. So right now I have my, speed, my gas, my coolant, maps, and just time and date. If I hit it once, it drags all my Google Map over.
Mm-hmm.
What if I'm using my Apple Map?
Through projection, it'll go ahead and pull that over there as well. So whatever navigation service you're using.
It pulls it over.
Yep.
Okay. This is my car. This must be like my cruise control, my gap, and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, that's a simplified view.
Very simplified version.
That's like an EV view.
Yes. Just very simple.
Yeah, I'm not a simple person.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
You
picked
want
it.
to pretend you're in a race car, right? You got
Yep.
all your tachometer and everything.
Yes, I do.
Perfect.
I want all my stuff.
There you go.
And so one of the things I didn't talk about earlier, this has the
rear seat belt.
thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. So I can tell that my passenger in the back is not buckled. It's okay. You get a pass.
Thankfully, we're stationary.
But I don't know if this is your department,
Mhm.
but this has team driver,
Mhm.
buckle to drive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so buckle to drive means I cannot put the car in gear unless everybody has their seatbelt on.
That's correct. Yes.
I love that technology. I know that it irritates some people, but 50% of the fatalities are because people aren't buckled up. And then the teen driver, my kid's gonna be driving in like 7 years. That's not that long.
No, it'll be here in a blink of an eye.
So is teen driver integrated here, or is it all app on the phone?
It's integrated here. So it's inside the settings. You can go ahead and program it to a key specifically. And so the key itself, you would go ahead and set right here, and you can set that through the display. And so you can put restrictions on it, and you can change it. Trisha Morrow is our safety expert, and she can talk more to the details of it.
Yeah.
But it's available here, and you can go ahead and use it.
Okay, so it's not just on the phone. It's integrated into our...
Yes. Yep.
Love that. All right. That was a good tour. I hope you liked your tech tour of the new infotainment in the 2025 Equinox. Is this infotainment in any other Chevrolet?
Yes. So the Chevy Blazer EV has a similar infotainment system. The Equinox EV has a similar one, and the Chevy Traverse does as well.
Been in all those. I should know it. I remember you turn your headlights on right here.
There you go.
Check it out. Took me a
All the
minute.
virtual controls.
Yep. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so if you like this video and you would like to see more, like, subscribe, follow, whatever we're doing on YouTube. You can also find me on social media. I'm on TikTok and Instagram and at realmomcartours.com. Thanks for watching.